Welcome everyone to episode 14 of this code along series of mine. First of all, thank you to those interacting with my videos. I do hope you keep enjoying watching them as much as I keep enjoying making them. At episode 14, we are still looking at attaching and detaching models. Today, however, we will focus on detaching models and how we'll go about handling something like that. Because in our previous... This is a different script. My apologies. Gee, there we go. Right. Because in the previous session or video episode, we focused on the nozzle and creating it with the rope or pipe between the two entities, being the fuel station prop and the nozzle prop that is in your hand. Right, so after we do that, we want to handle the logic behind actually refueling and then letting go of this prop and placing it onto a vehicle so that we can refuel it. Now, right, let us look at this fueling script that already exists, because I don't know exactly how to do it. So we're just going to look for some inspiration. Okay. That is exactly what I had in mind. There has to be a thread running to locate the positions to which we can attach this actual nozzle prop. And that is exactly what they did here as well. So they have a local variable called bones, which is in table form, that contains the names of the bones. And then they basically run an export for the targeting system to basically add the vehicle to refuel onto. Now let us look at what they have here. So for Ox target, they have two options, and that is insert nozzle and insert electric nozzle. Then they have model. Okay. Then there's grab nozzle, purchase jerry can, return a nozzle, grab nozzle special, return nozzle special, and that is add model. So that is just for the actual fuel station prop, which we sort of already handle in our threads. We have our target entities for QE, and for Ox we have add entity. So we have the trailer for Ox. This is just the PEDs. However, there's a different thread for the objects. Right, so we have grab trailer nozzle, that is for the trailer models. Then we have station models. So we'll do something similar for that, and we'll have a third set of declarations, which would then be for the vehicles themselves. Right, so for our mandatory weight, let us start here. We'll do local bones, right, and that would also be a table form. And let us look at this. So they've got petrol tank, L, right, wheel right, right front, right rear, petrol cap, seat D side and engine. So I'm assuming that all of them are necessary. So we'll put all of them in. If some are not necessary, we'll just take them out. Right. So for the first declaration they have local options. Right. So this is what they did. See, what we did in the beginning is we had our exports to add the model, which models, and then we had a table for the options. However, what they did was they said local options, just in this example real quick, is equal to, and they made options a table. And instead of having this table in here, they just said options, right? Having that. That is fine as well. Totally fair and understandable, right? Yeah, so that is perfectly fine. And they've got a massive thread running for the targeting systems. Obviously makes a lot of sense, right? So this specifically I think is for QB target, because these options look very familiar, especially the style of the export. They just had it in an else and not an else if. However, I would like to maintain the else if for the config.i.name. Right. Something that I believe we should fix immediately is in our trailers thingy here. Right. I want to add trailer. To me it is important because it'll just make it easier to read your code afterwards. Right, every time I get in here and I look at config.models, I'm like, which specific models are these? And I'm quite confused. So what I want to do is I want to replace it config.trailer models. Just replace all of them, and that'll make a lot more sense, right? Because with our stations we have config.station.models, which in my opinion is perfectly fine. What we can do alternatively is sorry, my bunny in the background. We could do trailers, and we could do models over here, and just have the models in a mini table like this. Just cut that. I mean, this would make a bit more sense, right? Just cut that and do that. Must be here. Don't need it. And what we can do is maybe do an info something like that. In a mini table. I think we keep it as is, honestly. Because I think I might be attempting to overcomplicate something which should be quite easy. So we'll keep it to this. Trailer info. Right, and we'll do a config.trailers. Oh no. Trailer info. Right. There's only one of them. Let's just go check it out. There's config.trailer info. Yeah. Right. Now back to our threads. Okay. Maybe we do local trailer options is equal to this table. Right. And we export trailer options with the distance, and that should be fine. Right. And we'll do local station options is this would be our stations. So what I'm gonna do is just cut that, delete that, and then we have station options, station option. Right, this should still be working in theory, because this is exactly what it has been before. We're just changing it around a bit. Right. Okay. Then if it is Ox, we've got local options, add model, trailer models. So let's do trailer options. Fantastic. Just copy that and paste it over here. Trailer option. Right. And immediately we will just do something similar for the station options. Because I don't believe we had something like this before. Let me just check the timestamp on this video. 13 minutes. Apologies. I just don't want to go too much over the time limit because I want to keep the videos short and entertaining as much as I can, which is in itself its own challenge, but sticking to a certain time, very important, to me at least. Right, local station options. It'll be Ox target, grab station nozzle, and it'll just be station nozzle. And then station options. Fantastic. So then that should be that. That should be that. Got our trailer options and our station options. Fantastic. So we'll need a third one, which would then be our, what do you call it? Our vehicles. Right. Starting with Ox. They've got model. So for Ox, They even have what can interact. Okay, which we do not have. So on select distance, so what we might want to do is also have a can interact. Right? Something with a comma. Because there might be some things we want to do in the future with it. Right? Grab nozzle, like checks for example. So can interact function this is the event it'll call if they interact with it, which is similar to our onSelect, but let us check for ourselves. Go to oxtarget functions client, target options, can interact, function, entity, distance, coordinates, name, bone. Options will always display if this is undefined. Okay, on select the function. Let's see, do they have an event as well? Okay, very similar but also very different. So what is our old function? Right, we don't need a special fuel zone. If not is paired in any vehicle and not holding nozzle, ours is called holding nozzle as well, but with a capitalized letter. Holding nozzle and not holding special nozzle, we don't need that statement. In gas station, let's just see, where do they have this defined? Over here, on player loaded, have in gas stations false. Vehicle final name. Right, create thread. Stations. I don't think we need it because they're checking whether or not it's in the gas station location, which we don't need. We want to be able to refuel anywhere on the map, right? So maybe we do something like able to refuel, but I doubt we'll lose it. So let's leave that for something we do later. We don't have special zones, so we can grab a trailer nozzle if we are not in a vehicle and we are not already holding a nozzle. Super simple. That actually makes a ton of sense. Grab station nozzle, we will have the exact same thing, right? Where can interact exactly like that. But while we are not holding the nozzle and not in a vehicle, we can grab a station nozzle. Now let's see if target entity allow targeting. Let's see what this is. Pulse. Okay. Production features. Let's see how they handled the QB targets. Now I've got to search for it first. My lord. Oh. Was it on like 19? Yep, over here. There we go. Right. Similar, can interact with QB target as well. So that is fair. That is fine. It's fine and dandy. Right. Put a label, and I would like us to have a can interact. And I don't know why I just copied theirs if we have our own little function, which is all we need. That is all we need. Can interact. Grab trailer nozzle. Right. So this would be a bit different. So this is to test the database. This is trailer option. I doubt we'll need a second option, but let's leave it as is. Let's go to our station options. Right. Saying can interact. This is for the grab station nozzle. And for this one, if we can only return the nozzle if we are holding the nozzle and not in a vehicle. And not fueling. Right. Fueling is a process. Not a process, but I mean literally a process of refueling a car. So we'll do fueling as such. We'll start off as false, right? Tells us whether or not the trailer slash station is currently busy fueling a vehicle slash trailer, right? So if fueling is true, it means that the fuel is currently being poured from the one entity to the other, and when that happens we cannot take a nozzle, or we can return it. But we'll just do that check for safety, because if it's a bit buggy and you are able to remove it while it's still refueling, then it might be an issue. But let's remove it because we have to be smart enough to prevent that from ever happening. Right. Now, grab trailer nozzle, that's perfectly fine. That is just trailer options. We should only have one. So theoretically, we can do that. Right. Super simple. We don't need two options, we only need one. Grab trailer nozzle, right? So we've done that, and then trailer options, perfectly fine. Station option. We need another station options for for Ux target saying return station nozzle. So what we'll do is, I think we'll have that with that and a comma. Do that, copy that, paste that and that. Right, so we'll have two, and this won't be grab, this would be return. Just keeping an eye on the timer. And this would be return station nozzle. Right, can interact if we are not in a vehicle and we are holding a nozzle, then we may do that. Cool. Right, we'll end this episode over here, and then in the next episode we will look at creating options on vehicles to take and return the nozzle, now that I think about it, we do need a second option for the trailer, which is to return trailer nozzles. So next episode, we will quickly hammer that out. Cool. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate you guys interacting with my videos. As always, thanks again, and I'll see you in the next episode. Peace.